morning, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Liquid Kenobi, and today we got about five different articles that have been going on with Disney, man, and it's been hectic. So I was trying to decide if I was going to do a live on it or if I'm just going to do five uploaded videos. So I'm just going to do the five uploaded videos. So I'm going to have them separate video content and on them. So it has been rough with Disney lately, man. And Disney needs to get their act together, bro, if they are going to get more people to come back. Because as you know, they've been with this woke DEI nonsense, and it's driven a lot of parents and families away from Disney. And they've been going to more into Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, and they're going to get ready to go soon to be Epic Universe, which I will be doing a live review on the theme park itself in June. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. So before we get started with the article, I would like for you all to please hit that like button. And please, if you want to look at more content, please hit that subscribe button for me. It would really help my channel a lot. So I do appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get started with this topic here. Disney hit with class action lawsuit over disability access service policies that alleges mistreatment of disabled people at theme parks. So Disney has gotten themselves in a deep bind because right now everybody, including the ADA, have been having a real fit with Disney of how they've been treating them, bro. So let's read this article, see what we got. Walt Disney Parks and Resorts is facing a major class action lawsuit over controversial changes to the Disability Access Service, a system designed to assist guests with disabilities at Disneyland and Walt Disney World. The DAS lawsuit, Malone versus Disney, was filed in Orange County, California, and alleges that Disney, along with its contracted medical screening partner Inspire Health Alliance, is engaging in discriminatory practices that violate multiple federal and state disability laws. Lawsuit alleges Disney is violating the ADA and Unruh Civil Rights Act. And Disney is in real trouble right now. According to the complaint, Disney's news DAS policies unlawfully restrict access to the service by limiting eligibility to guests with development disabilities such as autism. The plaintiffs argue that this revised policy discriminates against individuals with physical disabilities, violating the American with Disabilities Act, the California Rural Civil Rights Act, the Health Insurance Policy and Accountability Act, and the California Confidentiality of Medical Information Act. That's a lot of law. That's a lot of civil rights right there. The lawsuit further claims that Disney has implemented unfair and coercive policies, requires guests to disclose private medical information in non-confidential settings, violating their privacy rights. It also challenges Disney's requirement that disabled guests sign an allegedly deceptive and unenforceable class action waiver before they can even be considered for DAS accommodations. The heart of controversy, restrictive eligibility criteria. Disney introduced sweeping changes to its DAS program in 2024, citing concerns over excessive use of the service. This rather confidentiality came right around the time that Disney rolled out Genie Plus, its paid FastPass system. FastPass was once included in the price of a Disney park ticket. The new policy significantly limits DAS eligibility to guests who, due to development disability like autism or similar, are unable to wait in a conventional queue for an extended period of time. Previously, DAS was available to a broader range of disabled guests, including those with mobility impairments, chronic pain conditions, and other physical disabilities that made prolonged waiting in the line difficult. The lawsuit argues that this shift is not only exclusionary but also illegal, as the ADA and Unruh Act prohibit business from imposing eligibility criteria that screen out or tend to screen out an individual with a disability unless such criteria are necessary for the provision of the goods, services, facilities, privileges, advantages, or accommodations. Plaintiffs contended that Disney's restrictions of DAS to those with development disabilities in arbitrary and not legally justifiable. Alleged privacy violations and public disclosures of medical information. The complaint also takes issues with how Disney and Inspire Health Alliance conduct DAS eligibility screenings. Plaintiffs claim that disabled guests were forced to publicly disclose sensitive medical information in front of Disney cast members and other guests, violating HIPAA and CMIA protections. Rather than allowing in person DAS registration, Disney now requires Walt Disney guests to apply through a live video chat with a cast member. Disneyland guests have the option of online registration but are still encouraged to use the same method. The lawsuit alleges that these processes fail to protect guests' privacy and create unnecessarily hurdles for disabled individuals. Additionally, the plaintiffs argue that Inspire Health Alliance's role in the screenings process further complicates the legal situation as a contracted third party collecting and evaluating medical information on Disney's behalf. The company is also accused of violating state privacy laws, including in the improper disclosure and handling of protected health information. Disney's alternative accommodations under fire. The lawsuit also challenges Disney's claims that alternative accommodations such as attraction queue, re-entry, rider switch, or location return time provide equal access to guests who are denied. DAS plaintiffs argue that these alternatives fail to adequately address the needs of many disabled guests, particularly those with physical impairments. Wow, man, they're in for deep trouble right now. For instance, attraction queue reentry. The lawsuit describes how this forces guests to leave a queue and return later, which plaintiffs argue creates unnecessary physical strain, logistical complications, and safety risks, especially for guests with mobility impairments. Rider switch. The complaint states that requiring disabled guests to wait outside the queue while their party rides does not adequately accommodate individuals who physically cannot endure long waits. It also limits party sizes and can isolate disabled guests from their group. Location return time. The lawsuit criticizes this option for requiring guests to request accommodations in public settings, leading to embarrassment, emotional distress, and an inequitable system that still forces long waits. It also highlights that this is not offered at both Disneyland and California Adventure, creating a disparity in access. Lawsuit seeks class certification and major policy changes. The lawsuit seeks class certification for various affected groups, including guests who applied for DAS after June 18th, 2024, and were required to sign Disney's terms and public and conditions, guests who disclose private medical information during the DAS application process in a public setting, guests with physical disabilities who were denied DAS under Disney's new criteria, guests with disabilities who were directed to Disney's alternative accommodations, which allegedly imposed undue hardship and failed to provide equitable access. The plaintiffs are demanding statutory damages, legal fees, and injunctive relief, requiring Disney to revise the DAS policies to ensure compliance with disability laws. A sudden change in Disney's DAS policy wording, a legal move. In the development that may be connected to this lawsuit, Disney recently made a slight wording change to the DAS policy. Previously, the website stated that DAS is intended to accommodate only those guests who, due to developmental disability like autism or similar, are unable to wait in a controversial queue for an extended period of time. Disney has now removed the word only. Wow. This seemingly small change could have major legal implications. By eliminating only Disney may be attempting to argue that DAS is not strictly limited to those with developmental disabilities, potentially as a preemptive legal maneuver to mitigate the lawsuit claims. However, unless Disney changes its actual eligibility criteria and begins approving DAS for guests with physical disabilities, this revision may be more about optics than genuine inclusivity. Public backlash and advocacy efforts. Disney's DAS changes have sparked significant public backlash. A group known as DAS Defenders has led protests against the policy shift, including launching an online petition and displaying a mobile billboard at D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan event. The lawsuit, however, is not directly affiliated with this advocacy group. Moreover, individual cases of guests being denied DAS under the new policy have generated outrage. Reports have surfaced of terminally ill guests, cancer patients, and disabled veterans being refused accommodations. Some cast members have even suggested that affected guests practice waiting in line at home, further fueling criticism of Disney's approach. How Universal's ability system compares to Disney's. While DAS has forced significant backlash and legal scrutiny, Universal Orlando and Universal Studios Hollywood have taken a different approach to disability accommodations, partnering with an independent third party, International Board of Credentialing and Continuing Education Standards to handle guest eligibility. Universal requires guests seeking disability accommodations to apply through IBCCES accessibility card system, which provides a private and confidential way to verify eligibility. Unlike Disney's system, where guests must participate in a live video interview with a cast member and disclose personal medical details, Universal guests upload medical documentation, such as a doctor's note, to IBCCES. Documentation is then reviewed by the IBCCES specialist, and if approved, the guest is issued an IAC card that they can present at Universal's guest relations upon arrival. See, I believe that's much better what Universal's doing compared to what Disney's doing. Disney makes it hard, man. According to the IBCCES, this system is designed to expedite the process on site at attractions, avoid uncomfortable conversations about individual needs, and assist park staff to provide whatever accommodations are available quickly and easily. Unlike Disney's high pressure questioning process, Universal's approach eliminates the need for guests to discuss their disabilities with park employees or justify their accommodations in front of others. Additionally, while the IAC card does not guarantee specific accommodations, each attraction ultimately determines what it can provide. The system ensures that guests with disabilities receive assistance without the subjective and often invasive eligibility process seen at Disney parks. This more private and structured approach highlights a key difference between how the two major theme park operates handle accessibility. One relying on a third-party verification system with and medical documentation, and the other relying on internal interviews and cast member direction. What's next for DAS lawsuit? As the case moves forward in the Orange County Superior Court, Disney may face increasing legal pressure to modify or roll back its DAS changes. If the plaintiffs succeed in providing that Disney's new policies violate the ADA, Unruh Act, and CMIA, the company could be forced to make substantial changes to accessibility accommodations. For now, Disney continues to defend its DAS policies, maintaining that the changes were implemented to curb abuse of the system. However, with growing legal scrutiny and continued public outrage, the outcome of this lawsuit could have far reaching implications for how theme parks handle disability accommodations in the future. The DAS lawsuit is likely to be a long and complex legal battle, but it has already signed a spotlight on the challenges disabled guests face when trying to access theme park attractions. Whether Disney will be forced to change of course remains to be seen. So Disney is not handling this very well, man. They are not handling very well with the ADA, man, and it's crazy, dude. It's just like when you buy a ticket. When you buy a ticket, you want the fast pass. They got like 3 different fast pass programs, and they cost money to do that, man. And we're going to be talking about that in the next article. There is an article that we're going to talk about their high prices and everything. And it's just ridiculous of what Disney is doing. And they're not making it comfortable for many guests to go on to these parks. So, I mean, they need to change their policies, man. They need to change it, man, because if not, people will just say, I'm not going to Disney anymore. I'm going to Universal. That's what's going to happen. I'll probably go to Busch Gardens. People will probably say, I'll go to Dollywood. People will probably go to another theme park that's going to be opening up soon, besides Epic Universe. I mean, this is something that Disney needs to wake up and fix. So, you guys let me know in the comments below, what do you think of this this article. So please post a comment below and share this video so then you guys can see what has been going on, and let me know your opinion of what you guys think of how Disney has been treating ADA guests. So that's going to be it for this video. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for being part of the channel, and I will be seeing you all until next time. Bye everyone.